Today is familiarly called the Feast of St. Michael and All Angels, particularly in the Episcopal and Anglican tradition. But it is also known by other names like Michaelmas, or some pronounce it Michaelmas, the Feast of St. Michael the Archangel, the Feast of Saints Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, or the Feast of the Archangels. The Bible does mention the names of some of the angels. Michael is mentioned 3 times in the Old Testament in the book of Daniel, and he is identified as the protector or the defender of the Israelites, and often referred to as a chief prince of the heavenlies. He's again mentioned in the book of Revelation, which we just heard, as a warrior, the leader and defender of God's army. Michael is the powerful angel who wards off evil from God's people and delivers peace to them. Gabriel is also named in the book of Daniel, but he is much more remembered in the Gospel of Luke as the angel who appeared to Zechariah and to the Virgin Mary as he announces the births of John the Baptist and Jesus, respectively. Gabriel is the angel which most persons may remember because of the Christmas story, although he is not seen as more important than Michael. And there's also Raphael, who is recognized as a companion and advisor to Tobias in the book of Tobit, and Uriel, who was sent to test the prophet Ezra, according to the 2nd book of Esdras. Both books are from the Apocrypha. It is to be expected that the Bible readings for this day are all stories about angels. In the reading from the book of Genesis, we hear the story of Jacob's ladder, when Jacob dreamt that there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And while Jacob watches the angels going up and down, the Lord stood beside him and talks to him. And God renews his covenant, his promise with the Hebrew people that God made with Abraham and Isaac, Jacob's grandfather and father respectively, and which God is now making with Jacob. And like Jacob, we are on a journey into the unknown. And the same way God reaches out to Jacob in the midst of the unknown, God reaches out to us also in the midst of the unknown. And he stands beside us as he did with Jacob. And then in the New Testament reading from the Revelation to John, the story of the war in heaven in which Michael and his angels defeated the devil, called the great dragon, the ancient serpent, and his angels, and the latter were cast out of heaven and thrown down to earth. And the story demonstrates to us that angels are meant to fight against evil and sin that takes place in our lives and life in general. It also tells us that we too have our spiritual conflicts, our spiritual warfare, our spiritual struggles that go on within us, within our lives. The wrestling of good versus evil that exists in each one of us. And in the same way good triumphed over evil here in this story, with Michael fighting on behalf of God against the devil, the hope is that good will conquer evil in our own lives, as it will eventually be victorious at the end of time.